What's going on, cousins, and welcome on another episode. How are you all doing? I hope you all are fine. And if you're here for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today. I came across this video from this creator, and I feel like this message is packed, it's loaded, and I feel like a lot of black people need to see this video, and that is the reason why I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. So I want you to stick around and make sure you watch this video till the very end. Maybe it can help us on where to actually channel our energy, where to focus on as a black person if we really want that change to happen in the black community, amongst black people, amongst Africans. If we want this change to happen, I feel like these are one of those videos that we need to be watching and listening to. So without wasting much time, let me just get right into it.
For as long as you hate your oppression more than you love your own people, you will do absolutely nothing to change your circumstances. It is easy to say you hate capitalism. It is easy to say you hate going into work. But it is not easy to look at your people and say that you trust them and that you align with them. You don't like racism. You don't like white supremacy. Well, cool. Do you know what it requires to dismantle these systems? You go to work 9 to 5 every day, 5 times a week. Every day you come to work, don't white people berate you. They don't believe in you. They disrespect you. They're mean to you. But you will wake up the next day and devote your resources, your skills, and your talents to their vision, no matter what. So in that same way, you know how no matter what they do, no matter what they say to you, you will wake up the next day and devote yourself to them? That same grace, that same dedication, that same focus is required from you to give to your own people if you want to change anything about this world. Even though McDonald's is giving you rat marinated Sprite, even though they're giving you monkey ligaments and calling it a McChicken, even though they're giving you kangaroo feet and calling it a snack wrap, you believe in McDonald's more than you believe in your homegirl who just gave you attitude the first time you came to her restaurant. You hate your oppression. You hate racism. You hate homophobia. But no matter what, as long as you love them white folks more than you love your own people, you will do absolutely nothing to change your circumstances. You had enough patience to deal with the corporate world for 15 years. Day after day after day, you dealing with microaggressions. Day after day after day, you had a master's degree and they still don't take you seriously. But you don't got enough energy to deal with a black man with imperfections. You don't got enough energy to deal with a black woman with imperfections. What are we talking about right now? I don't care what you hate. I don't care what you condemn. I don't care what genocide is going on you don't agree with. If you don't love your own people more than you hate what is going on, you won't do a damn thing about it. We can do better. I know we can. As long as you hate your oppression more than you love your own people, you will do absolutely nothing to change your...
I highly recommend y'all go watch that video before you watch this one, and also check out his other videos. Jerome posts really great content. I do think, though, that there's a lot to unpack here. This kind of reminds me of the conversation of sisterhood and brotherhood, specifically within the Black community. There are a lot of Black women who don't feel the need to be in community with other Black women just because they don't like them or they don't agree with all of their views, etc. I'm not heeding on the monolithic myth. That just goes to show that we don't have to necessarily be in agreement with every single thing that every single body says in order to support their Blackness and their Black womanhood. I've seen this especially in college where, I was always kind of like advocating for Black issues specific to Black women. And because I was either going outside of the box of what was deemed respectable, I was getting a lot of backlash and hatred from other Black women. A majority of people who despised my rhetoric were other Black women. I think that there's a lot to unpack, even more so. It's not just systems of oppression, it's also the ego, it's also the inner shadow work and the healing that needs to be done within the Black community. Black women are at the bottom of the hierarchy. We have multiple layers of intersectional oppression that I think affects our psyche more so than we'd like to admit it does. And I think that goes into the divide and conquer mentality that white people and the white power structure has opposed onto us. I personally have never not liked somebody. I may not be their friend, but I've never went out of my way to knock somebody down. That's just me though. But I don't think that even if I did not like somebody, that would create this divide between protection of their existence in white spaces. And I really think we need to come back to that as a community. Like, we need to get out of this idea that just because you don't like or fuck with somebody, that means that you should be against them. Which goes back to Jerome's video. We hate capitalism, patriarchy, white supremacy, and all these other isms of oppression, but yet we go out of our way to knock our own people down. We go out of our way to invalidate, to critique. We hyper focus on their flaws more so than show support. Plantation mentality sure did a number on us. And what the plantation mentality is that during chattel slavery, slaves were in competition with one another because they were essentially fighting for whatever little bit of benefit that the slave master would give to a select few. I talk more in depth about this all you can eat mentality in a previous video, but specific to Black people, I think that there's this hyper competitiveness to be up in front, center, stage, to be the only one getting flowers. When we think about it, we are the only people, Black people are the only people who think that just because one person did it, another person cannot. There's 100 of the same white businesses. Look at Asian businesses. Look at Temu. Look at Amazon. Look at all these billionaire capitalistic industries, right, that are literally selling the exact same products. They are each making their own. And I think that once the Black community inherits this mentality that just because you eat don't mean I gotta be hungry, we can collectively start supporting each other more.
What do you guys think about what these two creators said? I love this message so much, and I feel like a lot of Black people need to see this video. So if you are watching this right now, one thing you need to do is to make sure that we share. They are basically talking about how we need to love ourselves more. Now, we even hate the racism, the oppression, the capitalism, everything that is even going on. We need to love ourselves more. The margin has to be very, very wide. We need to show ourselves support. We need to not focus on our flaws. I love the message of the guy, and I love how this lady literally broke everything down. The plantation reference as well makes so much sense about how, we focus so much on our flaws as a person than we even show support to each other. Imagine what our unity can do. I'm sure this is not even the very first time we might probably be hearing messages like this or seeing videos like this, but have we ever just sat down one day and just imagined what the unity of Black people can do? We need to love ourselves more. We need to show support to ourselves more. We don't need to cancel one another because of one flaw. We don't need to go out with the fact that because we are Black we need to be perfect, or your other person, your neighbor, has to be perfect, your other person has to be perfect, your friend in business has to be perfect. You cannot support them in those steps and constantly having to point out their flaws. Like, there are so many times that a lot of people have been treated bad in these companies that are owned by these palm-colored people, but they will still go back there and still support them. They will still go back there and still buy what they want. I came across a post on Instagram of a guy saying it was his own people that literally reported him where he was working, and that was how he got sacked, because that person reported him to the boss that he was not working enough. This is a message of how love, unity has to grow, how we have to decolonize our mind. This comment says, the only thing to unpack is to decolonize our minds worldwide. Without this, we will never get anywhere. Another person said, why people take money with a smile? We have a funky attitude trying to take money. Where are our businesses that we can come work at? Cost to be the boss. We're talking about money. If our people won't even give you a job, and when they are the boss, they are worse than white people. Talk about that. The last one I have here says, it is crazy how we never put money in our community, but they definitely take our tax money and do what they want. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section. These people are basically saying the truth. This is not the very first time we are coming across someone talking about this. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts about this video in the comment section. Make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.